Welcome, everybody, to another one, an all new episode of On My Sports. As always, it's your boy John J. And with me once again is my dog, 𝒮𝒏 from the Go. What's going on, cuz?
You already know what's happening, man. We back in the house for show, doing what we do. Excited about sports as usual. Not a big sports week like we've been having, but hey, we got the Bears, and that's all that matters. And man, I'm just happy to be in the house and man talking sports with my boy like we always do, man. How you doing, baby?
Man, good as always, man. Blessed and highly favored, man.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, not a whole lot of sports, but what we got, oh, it counted. It
Oh
counted.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
as always, y'all know we definitely gonna get into that Hard Knocks, the latest episode. This is the place to be to come and check out those first reactions.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into that, and I just want to make it known real quick. We got me and D Snow. We got Big Money. Probably will be coming in late, so just make note of that.
Yes,
But
sir.
before we get into the Bears, we want to talk about a few other things. But first off, you know how I like to start this show off, Snow. What caught your eye this week, cuz?
Oh man, what caught my eye? For one, it was an interview out there. Now, anybody that knows me, they know who my favorite players are, who I love, who I cherish. My favorite player of all time is always going to be Kobe Bryant. And being a Chicago guy, I'm always going to be, a Derrick Rose fan to heart. I watched him all through high school, through college, and through his, career. And they interviewed Drew Holiday. Now, we all know Drew Holiday is considered, bar none, the best defensive player in the league these days. It's been that way for a while now when it comes to guards. And he really does, do his job quietly. And they interviewed him and they asked him, who was the toughest two guys you've ever had to guard in your lifetime? And he said it was Kobe Bryant and D Rose. And I really thought that was a cool moment for him to say that about those two players. And we all know in their prime, how good those two guys were. So shout out to my man D Rose. Shout out to Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. to the GOAT. But I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing that caught my eye, got to bring it up. Noah Lyles will not go away. Now I know we talked about it before the show. This is his time to shine. And this moment, we supposed to be celebrating him. He won a gold medal. He did his thing. We love a cocky athlete. We love a Olympian that's gonna go out there and show off and do his thing. And this thing with now it's not about basketball. Now he's going back and forth with Tyreek Hill, and if Tyreek wants to see me on the field, let's do it. Noah, just come on, man. Just be proud of what you're doing. Let's talk about the gold medals. Let's talk about how fast you are. Let's talk about your life, man. We don't want to hear about you going back and forth with real athletes. And I'm not saying you're not one, because you probably run circles around me and probably drown me out, no doubt about it. But dude, chill out, man. We want to like you, but you're making it real hard.
Facts. Like he's a prime athlete.
No doubt.
Without question. He's one of the best athletes this country has produced.
No doubt.
But you're right. Like, bro, the clout chasing is so unnecessary.
Yeah.
You represented the US. That's the clout right there. You don't have to keep going ahead and getting on the NBA. And as far as Tyreek Hill, this is what Tyreek do. You know what I'm saying? He challenged Usain Bolt. Yeah, this is what the cheetah does, man. Let him have his time. Like, I agree with you. I hate
Tyreek was cloud chasing, but we know.
Yeah, he said that. But this is what Tyreek does. Tyreek is Mr. Speed. Now one thing he said that made sense, but it was still like, I'm not gonna validate you. But he was like, if Tyreek was really serious, he'll do what DK Metcalf did. And shout out to DK Metcalf. You remember when he went through the whole you dig last time around.
Yeah.
But this is what Tyreek does, man. Let him have it. Like, Noah, like, you're doing too much to remain in the spotlight, man. I hate to badmouth you. Not only you're a black man, and you're a legend. You represented the United States. You had our country on your chest and your back during the Paris Olympics. So I hate to badmouth you, but it's like, come on, bro. Like, why you gotta be at odds with us?
I almost forgot, and I'm happy I just thought about that. One last thing before I pass it on to you. Man, Devin Haney, let me tell you something, bro. Most boxers that I've seen in my lifetime, these right here are registered weapons. They can't just be hitting people, because once they hit somebody with these, it's usually a problem. And I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all saw the video that dropped this week. He was at a carnival or something with his buddies and got into it with some guy. And Devin Haney, I mean, took a clean shot at dude, and dude ate it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a situation like, I don't know how big the video is. I only saw it from what you sent. I don't know if the world has been reacting to it or not, but that's a serious issue. Like, he gonna have to face some. He probably gonna have to deal with some legal troubles.
hey,
It's gonna
if
come
I,
back. Like,
if dude somehow runs into the show, you should have laid down as soon as he hit you. You should have laid down, grabbed your neck, rolled over in the ground. You should act like you was dying as soon as he hit you. I wouldn't have never fought back. Forget being tough. It was time to get the bag. We would have
yeah,
all,
I think
we would have saluted you. We would have, you should have got that bag off that dummy, man. Don't you ever
I
sit
think
there and try
it's.
to fight a dude like that, man. Make that money.
I agree, but I think it's a situation where it was like a spur of the moment, in the
Yeah,
heat of the moment. Probably
yeah.
didn't know cameras was out at that moment. Was just fired up
Hey,
about
he
whatever
might
was
not have
going
even
on.
knew who Devin Haney was.
Maybe,
You know?
maybe, but yeah, man, that's like, I hate to say it, and I don't want to push it, but bro might have some legal troubles he got to deal with from that, because it's on video. Dude ran his mouth and got popped. Like,
Yeah,
you know how
yeah,
we feel like I do believe that you can talk yourself into an ass whooping,
yeah. True, true.
but in the eyes of the law, you're not supposed to be able to.
He
Words
trying to
aren't
be like
supposed
Ryan
to.
Garcia. He want to get some of that outside the ring action. He want to get his
Yeah, and it
name out
don't
there.
it don't work for you. That's not how Ryan Garcia guy is. Like, it ain't working for you, man. Let
Yeah, it ain't.
Ryan be Ryan, and you find your own lane.
Devin Haney, boy, boy, boy. Can't wait to
I,
see you in the ring again.
I like it. That's a good one. That's
Yeah,
a good one to catch your eye.
caught your eye,
For,
man.
for me, I got a couple of them, and they quick ones. You know, mine's usually I just swift, but the first thing that caught my eye, and it's kind of a really big deal for me because I'm a huge fan. I love watching UFC. Um, and this past weekend I caught UFC
Ooh,
305,
yeah.
and my man Izzy, Izzy Adesanya, man, this one of my all time favorite UFC fighters. But it looked like it's done for the man, for the kid. I can't even call him a kid anymore because he up there. But
Do we blame
man,
Drake any?
man, talk about Drake, the Drake curse. Drake lost
Well,
about about half a meal or something
that
around there.
percentage that they showed of his wins and losses is outrageous. Like, he shouldn't be betting. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
the
mean,
Drake
but
curse is
talk
real.
about your boy though, man, because he was like, I mean, not even a year ago, he was like, baddest man in the world. He was one of the baddest black dudes in UFC a year
And,
ago.
and now they questioning whether or not he gonna retire. He just took about 3 or 4 straight L's, man. And he was unbeatable for a while. Like, he dominated that division.
Mm,
And it was hard to see him take a L like that. And he actually had a good showing throughout the fight, but we're now seeing Izzy start to make these mistakes that he never used to make. And it's hard to say, but man, it looked like it's over with for the guy.
That's the one thing I've noticed, and I'm not the biggest UFC guy, MMA guy, but nobody stays at the top for long there. you know,
No,
you
not at all.
you
Yeah.
get that run, and I mean, after a while, you have to do things like, like my man, to stay relevant. You got, do all the crazy antics and stuff. Maybe go run to the WWE. You got to do all kind of stuff to stay relevant out there now, because you're not
Yeah.
gonna just keep beating people out there. It's gonna always be a guy that's better than you in the UFC. It's wild. Them dudes go down quick.
I agree. And for Izzy, with him being such a star and a celebrity in this, he's an icon in this. I don't think all of his attention has been in the ring over the last few years. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's probably focused on other things outside the ring things. And I know he said he's not going to retire, even though the questions came up, but it feels like he's not 100% in this anymore. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if retirement is soon. If he
yeah.
take
You
one
can get
more
hurt.
L,
You get hurt, and that's not even like boxing. You can really get hurt out there.
big time, big time.
Man.
So yeah, I hated to see that, but yeah, that caught my eye this weekend. Shout out to Drakis Duplessis. I probably butchered the name, but shout out to him. South African cat. He won the battle of the African champ.
And to
And
double back on Drake, remember, if Drake bets, if y'all see a big Drake bet, y'all bet against that every time.
yeah,
And
you might come up.
most of the
You
time you're
very
gonna come
likely to
up.
come up. You very
Serious. That's
likely to
it's
come up.
I mean, it's not a coincidence. It's happened more than once. I wish I'd have bet at least $10. I could have maybe but yeah,
Fact.
man, that's pretty
This was
crazy,
actually
man.
the first fight he came in as the underdog. Is it?
Wow. So they was expecting that. Mm.
Yeah. So it's a sad day. In addition to that, though, the other thing that caught my eye, it actually it just happened. It just caught my eye as I was watching Hard Knocks. At the end of it, they gave on HBO, they gave a little preview for upcoming documentary on September the 7th for The Sopranos and how it got started. And I
Mm.
was a big fan of The Sopranos,
I
so
was
that
too.
definitely caught my eye.
Oh wow, I didn't see
Um,
that. I kind of rushed it out of there. I didn't watch it. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewind and see that because I got to record.
yeah, it was like the last 6, 7 minutes because the episode ended
Yeah, and I
with a
cut it
lot of
off. I'm like,
time
oh, okay,
left.
I'm out of here. Okay, I didn't watch. Okay, so I will be
Yeah,
watching
and that was pretty cool. It had the guy who basically the story was about,
that. Mm.
and it talked about a lot of the issues that they dealt with on HBO, making the villain the main character. That was a big deal for them, and it's crazy because now it's regular when you got shows like Power, we love the villain.
No, but think about it. HBO's been like really opened up that like Oz, that what's the other show with the vampires? Like they've always
True
True
Blood,
Blood. Like
The Wire,
they've always been pushing that bad guy
yeah,
storyline to make you like that, you know. And that's why when Thanos came out, you know, that was a big thing for us to actually have a guy that you had some people that kind of liked him and a lot of people that hated him. But that was a
Thanos was
new
right.
thing, you know.
Thanos was
Thanos was
right.
right.
Thanos was right. But yeah, it was just kind of cool to see that, they kind of started there. That was kind of a trendsetter for the bad guy. And I never really looked at it like that. But
And
I'm
and
looking
and I can
forward
say
to that
this too.
documentary.
Seeing like how The Godfather was made and how the mob had so much to do with that and how the mob made sure that they didn't use the word mob in the movie and they had a lot to say in the storyline. Like I mean, I love that they take just like even with The Wire. The Wire was based off a real guy. Hey, I tell people all the time, there's no story out here you can make up that's better than a real life story. You can take a real life story and then have you shocked, like, what? So I mean, you got to get HBO that love, man. They constantly breaking barriers when it comes to keeping our attention, all the way to Game of Thrones and House of Dragon now. So they constantly push that, and I got to go check out that preview. I got to see what that's about because I'm a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
Soprano guy.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
And September 7th, that's a day before my
dope,
birthday and a day
dope.
before the NFL Sunday, first
They
Sunday.
get
So
everybody started.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a nice kickoff right there. Um, But okay, so let's go and get into the first topic of the day. And this is a new one, ladies and gentlemen. This is one that we're going to start doing on a regular basis. But my man D Snow, eh,
yes, sir,
this this
Ski.
this this my man D Snow segment, and he's gonna bring you guys something that we haven't talked about enough on this show. And for one, I'm glad that he's gonna bring it. But ladies and gentlemen, the first ever segment of Around the Diamond with D Snow.
Doom,
So
doom,
D
doom,
Snow,
doom,
let's
doom.
man, bring us some baseball info, man.
Hey,
What you got for us?
for one, I just want to apologize to baseball, my first love, because we don't give it enough love on the show. I feel like this year we kind of really blocked it out because the Olympics kind of rushed us in right after basketball season and right after the WNBA and all of that. And we kind of wasn't paying attention to what's going on. But now that the Olympics is over, I mean, it's some great things going on in baseball. I just want to make sure I'm putting a little touch on it. I won't spend a lot of time. Real quick, hey, I just want to go over the hottest players right now in baseball. Just want to go over some quick stats right now. The best hitter in baseball is a guy by the name of Bobby Witt Jr. If you don't know who Bobby Witt Jr. is, man, do your homework. This kid is on fire. He's hitting 349 right now, 25 home runs, 91 RBIs. Man, KC right now, I mean, they actually, right there at 2.5 games out of first place. They're playing some good baseball. That division is super tight over there in the ALC Central. But the next best hitter out there right now, in my eyes and what I'm seeing from what I'm looking at, Aaron Judge is on another tear. I mean, Aaron Judge does not get the love he deserves, man. Aaron
He,
Judge
he
is
got the
on a
contract though.
man. He got the money, but come on, hey, New York got to pay him. You got
Yeah.
to pay the kid. The kid. Nobody's talking about the fact that he actually broke Roger Maris's record last year. I mean, yes, he didn't break the major league record. We all know Bonds did that. But when it comes to the AL record, he broke that last year. And now he's on another tear. He might right now. I mean, he's at 44 home runs for the year, 111 RBIs. We still got another month and a half left. He's hitting 331 to go with that. Now let's talk about that for 1 second. Let's talk
Wait a
about
minute.
that for one
Wait a
second.
minute. Did you
Let's
just say my man got 44 home runs and hit 331 and it's August the 20th?
August the 20th. And this is the thing. Right now, he is battling for that triple crown quietly. You know, Aaron Judge is putting on a show. And in my eyes, the best 1-2 punch in baseball is Aaron Judge and Juan Soto. You don't know who to pitch to. You can't pitch around them. We saw it happen last week. They pitched around Soto because he had 2 home runs in the game. And Aaron Judge comes up and hits his 300 home run. So it's like, what do? You pick your poison with those guys. And that's why, the Yankees are really. Hey, the Yankees have really been on a bad set the last 5 years, man. They haven't been playing well, but this year they back. We knew they were gonna do it. The Yankees gonna spend that money. They're gonna do what it takes to get back to the top. But and hey, by the way, Aaron Judge, hey, man, that dude is awesome. Y'all got to make sure y'all catch him. But the third best player out there right now, the hottest guy in the league right now, is Toronto's very own, the Blue Jays, Vlad Guerrero Jr. Shout out to Vladdy's daddy. That was the guy I grew up watching. I love Vlad
Legendary
Guerrero.
bloodline.
Man, legendary bloodline. And to see Vlad, and that's the thing we talk about. In yesteryear, you didn't see a lot of kids that came up and their dads were good in sports. We're seeing that in every sport now. Baseball, basketball, football, it doesn't matter. We really started to see that a lot. And Vlad is a very big person when it comes to that. Hey, he's hitting 318, 26 home runs, 81 RBIs. He's doing this thing right now. Hey, Toronto's not having a good season, but that's the thing. That's how it is, man. It's always tough out there, man. Every once in a while they get close, but Toronto, ever since the back in the day, the back-to-back days, they ain't won since then. That's why Drake ran off that. Those were the good years. But just want to run over the divisions real quick. Hey, New York is leading the East. We all know they are tied with Baltimore. And shout out to the Baltimore Orioles, who used to be the laughing stock of the MLB. And they have really turned it around with an awesome farm system. They got great players on both sides. Pitchers. The hitters, the guys they're bringing up is just crazy. But they're tied with the Yankees. We'll see how that's going to go. The Cleveland Guardians are running the Central. Also, Houston Astros are running the West. We jump over to the National League. The Philadelphia Phillies are, man, another great year for them. If you ask me, I'm looking at them probably making it all the way to the World Series. That's my person that from the National League who I really like this year. They just really look good all the way around. But the Brewers are running my division. You see, I got my Cubs hat on. We started the season hot, but then we really, really dropped. We're 11 and a half out. Hey, it is what it is, Cub fans. We still drunk off 2016. I don't care what nobody say.
Right. We saw one. We
We
saw one.
saw one. We
We
came, we
saw one.
saw, we kicked
And
their ass.
we
That's
we
all we
we
know.
we celebrated together. Matter of fact, we
Hey,
both pulled up at Wrigleyville and
hey,
we
people
was at
don't
that
know, man.
parade together.
That was a magic moment in Cubs history. I'll never forget that, man. But
Yeah,
last but not
it was
least,
a
man.
pleasure to celebrate that once in a
uh,
lifetime event with you,
hey,
cuz.
hey, bro, what you tell them? Like, and if anybody don't know, when the Cubs won the championship that year, downtown Chicago, they have never let us have fun like that in my life. I'm talking about it was liquor bottles everywhere, blunts
Nobody
being
got hurt.
passed around. Nobody got hurt, no fighting. It was all love.
Well, I
Now when
say nobody got hurt. Well, nobody got hurt in a physical altercation.
yeah,
I saw the night they won the World Series. I went down to Wrigleyville and I celebrated out there during the game. I watched the game at the bars in Wrigleyville,
mhm.
even though they played in Cleveland that night. But I saw guys standing and dancing on top of cars that were driving. and, and the car hit the brakes and the guy just ran down and just kept
No,
dancing.
bro, and I got pictures. I'll have to post them one day. Like, bro, people were climbing the light poles. Like
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
a
Yeah.
complete chaos. It was crazy downtown, man. I
They
was
dyed the river
hey,
blue, like
and I'm the type of guy
dark,
I tell
like
people all the time.
royal blue.
I'm old enough. I've been to Freaknik. I've been to Spring Bling. This was the best party I've ever been to. I don't care what nobody say. That Cubs day, that was electric, man. So
Yeah.
hey, and I think anybody that's ever had a championship in their city, they felt that before. Of course, when the Bulls won those years, it was the same way. When the Sox won, who cared?
I showed them some love. I showed them some
Yeah.
love.
Hey, I tried to
But
cut the parade on and I cut it off. I couldn't watch it because that was
but
before we had won, and I was like, man, how the Sox get one before us? I was salty.
it was
I was
just so
salty.
much different though for the Cubs because it was 100. It was what 108 years.
Bro, it was over 10 million people that look. Before we move on, the best story I always tell people. I live in Florida now. You know, when they won that night, the next day I went to work. I told my boss, I said, I have to go home for this parade. If I don't go home, I'm gonna regret this for the rest of my life. No, there were no more flights out of Jacksonville to Chicago. I had to drive 5 hours to Atlanta to get on a plane. When I got there, it was nothing but Cubs. It was Cubs hats, Cubs fans everywhere. The flight
I love
from
it.
Atlanta to Chicago, we sang "Go Cubs Go" all the way there. I got off that plane in O'Hare. I got on the Blue Line. We rode the Blue Line downtown, and we sang "Go Cubs Go" on the dude. It was I'll never forget that day for the rest of my life, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. That was one of the most exciting moments in history of sports. So,
I
yeah,
remember the Saturday of the parade. It was on a Saturday,
yeah, yeah.
and at the job that I was working at the time, because I was still living in Chicago at the time, and my boss, we had to work that Saturday,
Mm.
and my boss said, "No, you cannot have the day off." I said, "Boss, this once in a lifetime. These jobs are a dime a dozen. You're gonna have to fire me.
Can't miss this, man.
I'm going to this parade.
Cubs ain't never making it back. We lucky we
I'm
got that
going
one.
to this parade." He let it ride though. He let it ride. So
And I'm
shout
happy
out to
we got
him.
a chance to see each other because that's a memory. Hey, when I'm old and decrepit, I'll be sitting in my chair laughing at that one. Like, man, my
Facts.
Cubs won one and I got to see it. So, hey,
Facts.
shout out to all the baseball fans, man. Hey,
But
baseball, we
it
still
just
love it, man.
and just real quick before you leave from baseball, I just want to show some love to also to the young pitcher from Pittsburgh, Skeens.
Man, he's been putting on the show this year. Yeah, yeah.
Man, he's
Hey,
having
shout
a
out to
legendary rookie
hey,
year.
shout out to I didn't get Otani no love either. He's at 39
Yeah.
home runs right behind Judge. He's having another great season. I mean, the Dodgers are in first place in their division. To me, the Dodgers, I expected more from them. All the money they spent, all they have a powerhouse team. But it's all about at the end of the season. So we'll see how things go. We had 126 games, so we got roughly about another 40 games left, something like that. So what's 162 games of the season?
162.
Yeah, so roughly about 36 games left, somewhere close to 40. Depending on which teams it is. It's gonna be hot down the stretch. We got a lot of close division races, and I'm excited to talk about it each week for a couple minutes. So
No doubt. I like it. I
love,
like it.
love, yes,
So
sir.
yeah, y'all, this first ever around the diamond with D Snow. So we're gonna keep it going. So y'all get in those comments and show one guy some love on the baseball. Um, something else I want y'all to show some love to for this entire show. We doing our first ever on my sports fantasy football draft. It's about to go down, y'all. And we want to play with you guys. We want y'all to be in this league. We want to be able to trash talk and we want to have some fun with all y'all, man. So get involved, man. August the 27th is when we're going to do our draft. It's going to be live next week on this show. So make sure you tuned in Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do the draft live right here on the show. So we're going to be talking trash and all that good stuff. And in order to be eligible, you're going to need to message me on X or Twitter, whatever you're calling it these days, at onmysports.JJ. That's onmysports.JJAY. You need to message me on there and leave me with an email address that you would like for me to send the invite to if you want to join. Once again, the draft will be next Tuesday, August 27th. I'm going to cut off the sign up this Saturday. What's Saturday's date? Saturday is
24th.
the 24th. Thank you.
Mhm.
So you got until Saturday the 24th. You got all day that day. On the 25th is when I'm actually going to cut it off. So you got all day on the 24th. The 25th, it's going down. It's going to be cut off. And the 27th, we will have our official draft. So if you want to play fantasy football, with the On My Sports hosts, and
Sir.
be able to talk some trash and really get into it with us, Now is your chance. I don't know too many other shows that you get a chance to play fantasy football with the host. So let's
Get
get
you
it.
some bragging rights.
Let's get it. Let's get it. It's free to join. So let's just have some fun, and somebody is gonna get crowned and somebody is gonna be able to talk all the shit.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, looking
That
forward to
way.
that. It's gonna go down next week. So that's gonna be fun, the draft. Um, but moving on, y'all know I know what y'all came here for. Y'all came to talk some hard knocks. Y'all just got through watching on HBO Hard Knocks training camp with the Chicago Bears, episode 3. And it was another banger as always.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Um, this show has been Hard Knocks has been around for quite some time now, probably about 20 years or some
Yeah,
early on 2000s.
yeah,
This is one of the hypest seasons I can remember. If you can remember a bigger one, let me know. But this has been the talk of the town every single week, nationwide. Everybody is in on this. Um, so this episode kicked off with Coach Eberflus, Coach Flus, reviewing the Buffalo Bills game with Caleb Williams and making sure his QB understood everything. And I thought that it was great to see how informed they kept the quarterback. How Eberflus is in there one-on-one, breaking down everything. What How did you like your feet in this play? What did you think about this? Like he's quizzing them and he's
yeah,
questioning them. Eberflus showed more one-on-one interaction with Caleb than I think many of us expected. You know, with him being a defensive guy,
yeah.
you didn't
That's
expect to
what I was
see
gonna
him
hit.
show much
Yeah,
attention to detail with the quarterback, and I loved it.
yes,
I feel like Flus's profile has gotten better on this Hard Knocks. While if you look at the Giants one in the offseason, their profiles all went downhill.
yeah. Flus, hey, Ryan Poles, these guys are looking like magic makers in a in a toy shop making toys. I mean, what I'm loving the most about this, like you just said, for him to be a defensive coach, for him to take that much time to still tie into his quarterback, to have that relationship, to understand him, to make sure he understands the game, to ask him those questions about how he feels about what he's feeling, what he's seeing out there, to see that he cares and that he's putting forth that effort and not just diving all in the because when we saw that they hired that quarterback coach and all of that, we thought that this was going to be those are the guys that's going to be working at Caleb, and it's clearly not that way. It's a team thing.
Yeah, they
Everybody is in on
all on him.
this. Everybody is in on this. I'm loving everybody in the Bears organization these days, all the way down to the guy that's talking about the new stadium. Man, it's like they all making all the right moves, saying the right things. I mean, after being a Bears fan and seeing like just turmoil and the team being ran in the ground for so many years to see the team being ran as
And looking
a well-oiled
underprepared.
machine, like it's crazy. It's crazy to see that. But like you said, man, Eberflus is really. I mean, at the end of the day, man, he is growing his not only his stature as a coach, but he's making us like him as the fans. And that's what you don't get that from a lot of coaches. People were kind of in and out on Eberflus, but hey, you
Yeah.
you are really seeing that he's all
Matter of
in. And
fact,
he's a pretty good coach.
talk about that because the national um attention was saying Eberflus is on the hot seat.
Yeah,
Now everyone is loving Eberflus. Eberflus
yeah,
is coming out of this thing a star now.
bro.
He's
He
got
gives everybody
the Ryan
nicknames.
Reynolds haircut.
Bro, he's a cool dude. He talks the game. I like the guy, man. No Diddy. He's really a guy that's showing he's showing personality. He's showing personal, like the type of attributes you want to see from not only your coach but your leader. This is the guy that guys is gonna lead. Like I always look at guys like the coach for the Lions. I love that guy. I love the way everybody likes him. He says whatever he feels. But everybody doesn't have to be like that to be a likable coach, and Eberflus is showing us that. That yeah, you might not see me flashing on the mics and making a lot of noise, but behind the scenes, oh man, I'm that dude. I'm that dude.
And one thing I noticed, and it's not really a good or a bad thing, it's just something I noticed is different than other hard knockses. Um, you could tell the Bears are really pushing that they're a family organization. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
notice, there has been no cursing in any of the episodes.
I didn't notice that, but you're right. And they do
There's
usually
been
curse like a
there's
mug.
been no cursing, and there's
They
been
usually curse like
there's
a
been
lot.
moments where you could tell the player said something, but HBO is editing it out, and I'm
Wow.
wondering
Are they
if
going for
that's
that?
something that the Bears
They wanted to be a family show.
pushed, and I can see that because they constantly preaching that they're a family organization.
But I could see mom, dad, and the kids watching Hard Knocks just like how we watching it every week. I could
Yeah.
see everybody at the TV, but people don't understand how big the Bears are in Chicago. Like, dude, they're watching this every week. I guarantee you, when they show the stats for the show, this is probably gonna be the most watched Hard Knocks ever. Watch when the stats
Well,
come out.
the first episode it was the first one, the best in over 10 years. I forget the exact date.
Mm,
Um, but since the beginning of Hard Knocks, it
mm,
was the biggest one. Um, so yeah, I'm sure when it's all said and done for the entire season, it's got to be the top
got
because I've never heard like you always hear people talking about, but every day of the week during the season, wherever you turn, they're talking about the Bears on Hard Knocks. And it's the combination of having one, it's one of the oldest franchises in the league, but
yeah.
two, you got the shiny new toy for the NFL, not just the
Hey,
Bears.
Bears have
Caleb
never.
Williams, the NFL wants
Hey,
Caleb Williams
the
to
Bears
win
have
because
never
they've
had
been
a have
pushing him
never
so
the
hard.
only team in the league that's never had a passer for over 4,000 yards. That is amazing.
That's
And how many?
insane. These
That's
cats is going for
insane.
five. They going for 5K now, and we
We ain't
ain't
had
had
a
a
guy. We
4K
ain't had a
yet.
guy trip up and give us four. you know,
It's
Kyle
crazy.
Orton. What? Nobody. No, man, and I thought that was cool how they even tied into the show. ESPN and all those little clips are different. Like, get up and Stephen A. show showing different people talking
Yeah,
about
that's
the.
real.
They was tying everything in, like letting it see real time how the world is talking about what we're talking about right now, and
And
that's
that
the Bears. All right, competent looking team these days, man.
And that bit you just said about how ESPN and First Take,
First take, yeah,
NFL Network, Good Morning Football, all of them, the Caleb Williams hype train is insane. Like you can't, if you watch anything sports related, Caleb Williams is in that conversation. You
facts.
cannot avoid it unless you don't watch sports. Period.
No
It's
doubt about
insane.
it. Hey, and the craziest thing about it all, he bought his purse back out again. I'm starting to not care about his little purse.
And it's funny you said that because that's literally the next thing in my notes.
he bought
And
his
for
little
y'all,
purse back out again,
oh y'all,
and they made
I
sure it
went
was
crazy
shown.
on the notes, y'all. I went crazy on the notes. I was watching this like a legit reporter. I went crazy on the notes. But yeah, the purse made its way out there
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah. It was sitting in halftime. It was sitting in there by his football bag. So you see, he got another bag, but the purse is
Yeah,
that's
the
a
purse
staple
is
for him. We're
yeah,
seeing
that's
that. That is
everywhere.
his
That's
thing.
everywhere. So hey, you like it? I love it.
Hey, hey, shout out to and I gotta say this. Is Tyler Bajan? Is it Tyson or is it Tyler? Is it Tyler or Tyson Bajan?
Tyson, and I got a
Tyson.
lot of
Okay.
notes for that too
So
later on. But
is
yeah,
is he is he playing his way off of our team? Because that kid does not look like a number two. He's a pretty solid quarterback, man. I know he's
he
playing
is.
against
He
twos and
under
threes.
contract right now though, so
Okay.
we got him locked
No,
in
he's
for a
playing
little
against
bit.
twos and threes, but that kid is a pretty and I love his dad and the energy. Man, that kid spent 8K for them to come to a
I tell you
preseason
what,
game.
because you got me jumping to the end of my notes. I got everything in order
We're
of
gonna go
when it
back and
happened.
forth.
But yes, that Tyson Bajan stuff was good. I got a lot of notes on that too. One, his father is a character. I feel
Oh
like his
man.
father should be like team representative or something like
Oh, they
that.
gotta
Like,
throw a Bears helmet or
I
something
rock
on
with
him with
his
some
father.
makeup. Yeah, dude is
I rock with his pops.
he in the stands arm wrestling people.
Yeah, and I knew that
Like,
about him
dude,
that he's like a
I
world
didn't know
champion
that.
arm
Yeah, I didn't know
wrestler.
that.
That was a
Right
big
hand and
deal.
left hand. Like what the heck?
But that was cool that they showed all of that. And Tyson Bajan was dropping dimes out there. But I also feel like the quarterback room as a whole
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
is looking very good. And I'm trying to find, I got so
And
many notes on here. I'm trying to
shout out
find
to
where I got that. But
Saint Augustine's own Lil Reed out there. out there trying to make the team at the third string. Hey, and while you looking for notes, I
And
want to double
well,
back to the family thing
well,
again
no,
too.
stay there. Let's
Okay,
stay there
okay,
because I got the notes. So don't
okay,
don't change
okay.
and make me go look for more notes. Uh, but yeah, Austin Reed. I like Austin Reed so much, and he's got so much character. He gave that Keisha Cole song that love, and
Hey, bro.
once again,
Hey, he hit
terrible,
the notes, bro. Hey, he hit the
but
notes though, bro. Hey, shout out to the
it
white boy
flowed.
jumping up there
It
singing Keisha
flowed,
Cole.
yeah,
I
and
did not expect
he
that.
had the
He,
team hyped
hey,
for it.
dropped the mic and everything. That was a cool moment, man.
Yeah, that dude
Shout
is
out to Reed,
hilarious.
man. That was pretty cool.
And I feel like aside from the Canadian Eagle, he's the other breakout star for this Hard Knocks. But my only issue is I hate the fact that he might not make the team
Yeah, it's tough out
because
there right
our
now.
quarterback room is so good, and I like him a little bit better than Brett Rippon. But the fact is, we got a rookie starter, we got a
Yeah,
second-year backup. There has to be a
yeah.
veteran.
You gotta have that
So
veteran.
that's the only reason why I
Yeah,
don't think Austin Reed makes it. And I feel like if you bring him back for the practice squad, somebody gonna snatch him up.
yeah, yeah.
I think
It could
somebody
happen.
gonna snatch him up because the kid looks good, man,
Yeah,
and he is a personality, man.
yeah,
I hope he sticks around on the practice squad, but I
yeah,
feel
man.
like he might not stick
It's
around
getting
long.
real tough in that, and they're gonna have to start making some cuts soon. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and it's so much I want to talk about it, but I want to double back to the family thing for one more time. The way that they cut to Eberflus's family and how they're so entrenched into the game, the players, their haircuts, what's going on, like they care. Like you see a lot of times with
Big
people
time.
family, they're just there for the press box, for the drinks and for the food. They, like you said, they're showing us family throughout the whole show. They're constantly letting us see the kids. They letting us see his kids. I love what they're doing with this and what they're pushing it for the Chicago Bears, man. And I'm excited for the season, man. But let's talk about Jalen Johnson for a minute, man. I like that kid, man. He is he is Jalen Ramsey 2.0 to me. That's who he reminds me of, man. His cockiness, how well he plays, his position, and just man, like you need a guy like that on defense, man. You
Yeah,
need a guy like that on defense,
he
man. He
shined
makes
once
other
again.
guys better, and just his confidence he breathes like that dude. I love what he brings to the table, and man, him and Cooper, man, hey, dude, it's gonna be some people getting hit out there this year. Hey, y'all better protect y'all backs. Hey,
You
we
said him
flying
and who?
around, man.
Him and
What's um
Gordon, you mean?
Gordon, that's what I mean. Yeah, yeah,
Gordon, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, Jalen Johnson. I told you, I said it last week. He gonna be on that revenge tour this year for not making that top 100. He on their ass,
Yeah.
and he is a certified stud. He shined once again. Um, but I kind of want to I kind of want to get back in order a little bit. I know you said we want to be
All right,
jumping
do your
all
thing. I'm gonna
around.
follow you because I'm all
Um,
over the place.
but back to earlier on in the episode when Matt Ryan visited the practice. And he talked a lot about Tyson Bagent's improvements. A lot of people don't realize Ryan Poles was an offensive lineman for Matt Ryan at BC, Boston
Mm,
College.
okay.
Ryan Poles was an offensive lineman that made it to a Bears practice squad, but never made the team. In fact, he was, and I mentioned off air, but I say here that I get a lot of Lovie Smith vibes from Matt Eberflus, from the style of defense that he runs. They're from the same school, to the style of players that they like to play with on pause that they like to use on defense. Um, but I think a lot of that is due to the fact that Ryan Poles was he was a part of the Bears training camp during the Lovie Smith years with Urlacher and Briggs and all of that. So I kind of feel like this is a full circle moment for the team. Um, but yeah, I like that Ryan came in and he noticed those Tyson Bagent improvements. Tyson Bagent looks legit.
Yeah, I
He
like the way
looks legit.
confident, man. Arm is looking pretty. He commands the offense well, man. Yeah, but he played a few games last year, so he got his feet wet. He's coming into his second year, and then I mean, and I love the way he's accepting his role as the
Yeah.
guy to help Caleb get better. He has no problem with that. You don't see that a lot in the quarterback room. Guys get jealous because
He
they
even
feel like I'm
talked
as good
about
as
he even talked about how it's much easier year two. You know a lot more and all of that. Like
And he even said, he's like, I don't mind, coaching them up and being behind them, but I do want to play. And he said, I do want to play though. So I thought that was pretty cool too. Hey, and I know we in the notes now, so we got to be close to this. Let's talk about Ryan Poles, man. Let's talk about Ryan
Okay,
Poles.
wait, because
Are we
there's
not
something
there
that
yet?
happened.
Ooh,
We
man,
yes, but there's something
'cause he
that happened
shined. He shined in
there.
this episode. He
He
shined
did,
in this
and I know
episode.
exactly where you're going. But before we
Yeah.
can dig into that, because I got good notes for that.
Okay.
But there was something right before that is going to be the talk of the town nationally. Lil Durk, Lil
Hey,
Durk, man, Lil Durk, man, what, man,
Chicago.
man.
Look, hey, I thought they was gonna say his name, but the voice of God didn't say his name. I thought he was gonna say, they got Little Dirk. They brought in Little Dirk for a visit this week. You know,
That ain't in the script. That
yeah,
ain't
that
in the
ain't in the
script.
script. They just talked about somebody visiting. But that was cool. We all saw the picture during the week. We saw people making fun. Looks like they're holding hands. We live in a world where no matter what, people are always looking to troll, man. It's like it's this trollathon on a daily basis. But it was cool to see them, hang out for a second, see Dirk there, hang out at the practice. And I mean, it's like it's a whole different vibe, for the Bears these days, man. This is not the same Bears team we grew up watching. You wouldn't have never seen a little Dirk hanging out at practice like we're seeing. This is a whole
Exactly.
different world, man.
I just talked about how this is a family organization, and Lil Durk is the one in practice.
Hey, he's a family man. Lil Durk,
Yeah.
yeah, he pushing
He
peace.
got a big
Pushing
family
peace.
though. He got a big family.
Yes, sir. Only the
But that
family.
was dope. And hey, you got the young
And
quarterback,
that's
and you
crazy that
bringing
they
in Dirk.
pushing.
You got
That's
the
funny
young
that they pushing
audience now.
family and then they bring in a dude. His label is only the family. Think
Mm,
about that.
mm. I see what you
Yeah,
did there. I
yeah,
see what
yeah,
you did there.
yeah. I'm
I
using
like
my brain.
it. Both sides of
Yes, sir.
it. I dig that. I dig that. But that was dope to see him out there. And
Yeah.
hey, Lil Durk got some shine on HBO
Hey, Dirk been
on
all over the
sports.
place, man. He been there, the Sky Games. Hey, Dirk is showing love to the Chicago
Man,
sports.
he
So
even
gotta
dropped a
love it.
line. He dropped a line in his new track on
Oh yeah, about Angel
about
Reese. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
100K getting Angel Reese trying to get Angel Reese to take a shot. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Lil Durk, man.
Yes, sir.
Out of the new school, that's who I'm rocking with the hardest. So
Yeah,
well, he ain't really new school no more,
yeah.
but out of the younger cats.
Smirkio.
But okay. So I had to make sure we got that out of the way. But yes,
Okay.
you were right that Ryan Poles conversation is next.
Hey, he
Um,
shined this episode, man. That
man,
man looking.
and like I said about Flus looking opposite as the Giants coach, Ryan Poles, the same thing. He is coming out of this look now. He came into this
Yeah,
with a lot of hype,
he did.
but
He
he's
did.
coming out of this with it validated.
Look like a superstar right now. Hey,
Yeah, man.
anytime if it's a deal out there, he's putting his hand in the pot. I love it. And you said it last week. You said that he was in on the Judon thing. I'm like, nah. I mean, we already got the defense. To actually see it live and to see that he actually had did it.
He was
Judon was a
there.
Chicago Bear. All he
He
had
was
to do was
there.
just sign a contract, but he would rather go to Atlanta.
And I'm that part, the whole contract thing, because I don't know if you followed the news. Once the trade happened, we found out that the Bears had offered the same thing, and we had heard that Judon picked the Falcons over the Bears, and it was kind of like, all right, so what, you think that the Falcons are going to be better? All right, I get it. You from the South, whatever, you get a pass. But when we see this episode, we see no. Ryan Poles wanted a deal done or else no deal.
And
And
then,
I
hey,
love that because
and
that
then
is
he turned
something.
around, and then he turned around and showed you why I wouldn't do a deal like that because we just traded a four for 4 years, and I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't
And
understand, and then they showed us. I was like, damn, Ryan, you cold boy.
yeah, they gave up the 4th for Austin Booker to
Hey,
get
Austin
back in
Booker
this
is
pass draft.
I didn't.
But
Hey, how did
I
that guy
love
slip the 5th round? That's all I need to know.
Kansas, not a
Mm,
well-known football organization. But I love the fact because this is something that I had a problem with. Why are these guys trading for these guys without contracts? The Hassan Reddick situation with the Jets.
yep,
They just trade. That was their big off-season pickup, and he already wants out because they don't have a contract. I love the fact that Ryan Poe said
I'm not doing that.
contract or no deal.
I'm not messing up my chemistry. We have a great
because he
chemistry going here. Yeah.
because Falcon and the Falcons traded for Judon, and they do not have a contract.
Mm. Wow. So he can still walk on them. And then you lose everything. See, and that's what I love. Poles is doing man, he's pushing all the right buttons, man. And as a fan, that's what you want to see. You want to see him running this organization the right way after seeing it run so badly over the years. So and like I said, to see that in real time, and then to see, what they're getting out of the kid Booker. It's like, man, yeah, they did the right thing. And hold up. Booker can end up being with Judon. And like he said, and if he gets 20 sacks this year, I'll be sick. I love that. I like Ryan, man.
and then just one thing to note, because I'm sure some people are going to be like, well, Ryan Poles traded for Montez Sweat before he had a deal, and that is true. But
Montez was coming off his rookie, though.
the big no, well,
Yeah, he
yeah,
was.
I think he was. But the big difference with that, Montez Sweat was like 25, 26 years old.
Yeah, Judon like 30.
Judon is in his 30s. So
Yeah,
that's a big difference. You want to make sure
yeah.
you got the contract. You
And
don't
coming
want to
off an
give up the
injury.
draft pick without a
And coming off
contract
an
for a
injury.
30-year-old.
Yeah. And I love the way they talked about all that. Yeah, he had a bicep injury, so we think, legs are still be like, hey, bro, I love it, man. The Bears, hey, man, shout out to
Yeah,
Chicago,
him and
man.
him and to see him and the president Kevin Warren lockstep like that. He's
Yeah,
breaking it
yeah,
down to Kevin Warren, and Kevin Warren like, hey, I'm rocking with you. Good job.
yeah, yeah.
I love it. I like how their relationship, because that's something that we kind of weren't sure about,
Yeah.
because Ryan Poles was there before Kevin Warren, and Kevin Warren is his boss. So a
Hey,
lot of people were wondering, how is
oh,
their
yeah, I remember you
relationship?
talked about that. Yeah, you talked about that. How was it going to work? And I mean,
Yeah, but we seeing it, and
hey,
Kevin Warren looks
and,
like he's got hella respect for Ryan Poles.
and shout out to Ryan Poles. I mean, every week he's steady trying to make us better. Think about that for one moment.
Yeah,
Last week,
he on
last week we
every
watched him give
deal,
out contracts. We watched him. This week, hey, bro, he is not sitting
active,
still. He is
active.
active daily. Hey, you gotta love it as a Bears fan, man. This is a
I
great
mean,
time
for
to be a
one,
Bears
this
fan.
is like, as a Bears fan, we got to just take a moment, just pause and take a moment to realize Ryan Poles is the first ever African American GM of the Chicago Bears.
Oh, ever,
And
yeah,
look what
yeah.
he's done.
That fast. He's changed the whole
Look what
culture.
he's done.
Changed the whole culture.
Get in line, go get
Hey,
left behind.
hey, let's talk about one boy, his moves. Man, Keenan. Hey, let me tell you something, man. Last week they didn't really show him catch a lot. They was making Jalen, they was letting Jalen look good, But once they did that practice squad, hey, we saw that kid looking just like he looked in San Diego, just catching ball after
Everything.
ball after ball. Like I'm. Hey, this is
Pause.
the other thing I keep hearing too, bro. Everybody's saying that, man, our division is going to be the best division in football. That's all I'm hearing. Everybody started to say, oh man,
Both of the Norths. Both of the
yeah,
Norths.
oh yeah,
NFC
for
and
sure.
AFC.
The North.
Yeah, the king of the North. The king of the North.
It's gonna be, hey, man, I can't wait, man. We are so close. Cause this next game, I think they already said Caleb's gone. He's not gonna play the next game,
Yeah,
which we don't need to see him.
most of the
We've seen
starters are
enough.
sitting.
Yeah, we've
Most
seen
of the
enough.
starters
We
are
need to
sitting.
get ready for the season. So this last week we're gonna just see guys that's trying to make it. We still gonna enjoy it. You know how we do. We love every moment of it. We want to see what's gonna happen with those little battles that's down the stretch. But the Bears, for the first time, I mean, since probably the Urlacher years, we actually have a solid team, and we have a more than capable quarterback. And the kid he doesn't look rusty. He doesn't look scared. Let's talk about that for a second. First game at home, they asked the kid, I mean, hey, you got any butterflies? How you feeling? He said, I don't get butterflies. All
He
good.
said,
I'm
I
ready
don't
to go.
get nervous. He talking to the
Now,
quarterback
now I
coach,
will
Kerry
say this,
Joseph.
right after that,
Yeah,
he
I don't
did
get
go
nervous.
three and outs in a row.
And he did. And I tell you what, I was, once again, we jumping way ahead in my notes because I got a lot more stuff before the game.
Okay.
And I'm gonna jump back and to
Let's
get
yeah,
us
let's
back in
go back.
line.
Let's go back.
But while we on that, because I don't want to have to come
Yeah.
back into something we started talking about.
Okay.
But in that game, yeah, I got that he told the coach that he doesn't get nervous, and I was just about to put in my notes that he probably should recognize his nerves at that start. But that's when we got what we didn't see watching the game is that the mic was going in and out. He wasn't hearing the play calls.
Yeah.
The second they changed that mic is when everything turned.
Yeah.
So I think that matters too. And I'm not here to give excuses, but to see that happen
Yeah, in real time.
in real time, it's like, oh, they came and brought him a new helmet. And sure enough,
Hey,
the offense started moving once they
shout
did.
out to Eberflus for keeping him out there for one more time. That one last time was magic.
It was.
For
That
real,
was necessary. Because
Yeah.
if you think about what the reaction would have been if they set him before that happened.
Oh man, he had a bad half.
It
Are
would
we
have been
ready?
like, oh, I
Yeah.
told you he wasn't shit.
We
I
told you
told you
guys
he was trash.
Jaden Daniels was better than him.
So that I was glad to see that. Shout out to Flus once again for making that adjustment.
And I do want to talk about the game, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let you swing back. Jump into
Yeah,
the notes.
we
'Cause I
definitely
got
got a
things I
lot to the
want to talk
game,
about,
but
but I'm
there
gonna
was
wait for the game.
because I want to get into that joint practice. But before I mentioned the joint practice, um, just the little note I thought was cool about Velus Jones and Michael Pittman being college roommates and they owned a ferret together.
Ferret man.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool story.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P. to the ferret. Man,
Yeah, the ferret did pass away, unfortunately, but I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was.
And you mentioned the Flus nicknames. I definitely like that.
Yeah.
But Tory Taylor, the punter, got a lot of love in this episode, which
Hey.
I thought was cool. And I love the nickname, the Crocodile Punter, but he hates it.
Hey. As long as you talk like this, mate, we're gonna call you the Crocodile Punter.
It's perfect.
And he's
Like,
pretty cool too. Hey, dude. Hey, I had no idea that dude could kick like that. That dude
he
is an
is a
awesome
weapon.
punter.
I don't know if you watched Iowa football, and why would you have watched
Nope.
Iowa football
For
last
no
year? It was
reason.
terrible. He was the best weapon on the
They
team, the
said that.
punter.
That's what they said. They was like, yeah, he was the best player on the team. I'm like, but we saw that. Like the kid, he really knows what he's doing. Like his punts are clean, and that does matter in football. Man, changing the fields
Yeah,
matter.
he's
Hey,
got the leg strength and the placement. If
he's a big kid too. He's
watching
not
that
that
game,
little.
no, he's 6'4".
Yeah, he's a big dude. So I'm standing next to Senso. Senso look like a little bitty dude.
Caleb looked like a little dude next to him.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
But the I love the whole setup. But if you watch that game, that Bengals game, he was constantly putting that thing inside the 10
Every
and
time.
putting it in the corner too, where you can't return it. So he is going to be a legit weapon. I never thought I would say I would live to see the day where I would say that a punter is a weapon, but he is a weapon.
He's gonna make a difference for us.
Yeah.
Hey, 4th round pick for a punter. If you do that, it must be worth it. And
It
as we
gotta
are
be
seeing,
something. And
that kid could be a punter for us for the next 10 years. For real.
yeah,
Yeah.
for real. Maybe even 20.
Be that
Punters last.
that new Kevin Butler or something, you know. Ooh, I went deep in the bag.
Yeah, you did. Them championship days.
Yes, sir.
Matter of fact, I remember when I was a shorty, Kevin Butler came to my school one time.
Butthead.
It was
Oh,
around the
butthead.
time. It was around the time when they first debuted that clear Pepsi, and I think he was a spokesperson. They brought it to the school one
Yeah,
time.
the Bears was running everything back then.
But
Maybe our time again, man. You know.
yeah. But that joint practice, you talked about it a little bit. With Cincinnati in the rain, but the
Yeah.
Bears absolutely dominated that practice, offense and defense.
Yeah.
And they didn't show it on Hard Knocks, but I remember watching a couple of the podcasts from some of the reporters that were there at the practice, and they talked about how the Bears picked off Joe Burrow like 3 times during that practice. So they straight up dominated. That defense looks like it is in mid-season form right now.
Flying around with guys on the bench hungry to get out there. Like we got bodies, a lot of young, hungry guys, man. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's
Facts.
gonna be a great season.
Fact.
And now the thing that really showed me that the Bears are a different team now. They don't seem like them same losers we used to have. They don't seem like that, but I guess it is a big overflow of a lot of different new guys now. But it's just the confidence that you're seeing from all of them that's just different. You know,
Yeah.
from the rookies all the way up. You know, it's the confidence that we're seeing. I'm loving it, you know, and I can't wait to see it spill
I
over
ain't
into
gonna
the season.
I ain't gonna lie though, just experience from being a Bears fan, the hype makes me very nervous.
Oh, like you want to vomit.
I can't lie. The hype makes me so nervous because we're not used to this.
Yeah.
This could go bad.
Well, it
But
could go
I'm
very
hoping it
well.
does. I'm hoping it doesn't. But now getting into the game, and before the game started, I talked about this last week. I wanted to see Simone Biles in the episode, and immediately we got it.
Yeah.
We got a chance to see Simone Biles, who showed up at the game.
Got her, but
Although,
you know.
although, although somebody should have been in her ear and said, Simone, change your jacket.
Yeah. She don't. Her PR person don't know football because if they
She
knew,
had a
yeah,
Packers jacket on.
yeah, and was just strutting
No,
in it
no,
all
no.
cute. She had no idea on our sideline with that
That
on.
was probably the worst thing you could have worn that day.
Did you notice by the end of the episode when they were walking off, she didn't have that jacket on anymore. She didn't even have it in her hand.
Somebody
So
probably
somebody,
put it like, we're in Soldier Field and you
yeah,
wearing a Packers jacket?
they like this your first time here. You do not well you know because Bears fans don't care if you are Simone Biles. If you got on that Packers jacket, you are an
Yeah.
enemy with that on.
At least it didn't have like it wasn't green. It just had players like if you didn't know, you didn't know.
Yeah,
Like
if you didn't know, but we knew.
but Hard Knocks made a show to show
Hey,
it that
and
this
even
was a
she talked
Packer
about it.
jacket.
I thought that was cute. She talked about it like I mean, social media is talking about it. Everybody saw it though. Like, but that's the thing today. If something's happened, somebody's gonna take a picture. Now it's all over the world. It's on the shade room. It's everywhere. So, but hey, it was nice to see her walk in. You know what I'm saying, and support him like he supported her, and it's gonna be exciting. He didn't slap Vaughn though.
And there we go with the Dirk stuff. He ain't slap him.
And by the way,
Hey,
yes, they
look,
did.
they did many
Yes,
times.
they did.
They did. They did a lot.
No.
They
You
did.
know anything about
they
that?
they 100% did.
They 100%
That is
did.
that is a
It's out
false
there, bro.
narrative.
Yeah, yeah. Do your homework.
That is a false narrative. But it's funny that people, and I know this ain't the place for uh your
Yeah,
hip
yeah.
hop
We were
current
having fun.
events.
Yeah, we were
But
having
one
fun.
thing I know is a lot of the people saying Slav Avant aren't taking into account that we talking cross country Slav Avant. It's not the
Yeah,
same as in your city. I
but
seen a lot of people comparing Young Dolph, how they slid for Dolph right away. They're in the same city.
yeah.
It's
But
not
if
the
you
same as
now,
going from
now
Chicago
I'm gonna
all
give
the
you a
way
little
to
bit of knowledge
Atlanta
on that.
and then
Um,
New Orleans and then Louisiana.
if you know anything about OTF, anybody that has anything to do with Vaughn and what they were all doing, you know, O Block and all of that, they are all part of Atlanta. They got houses down there. They visit down there a lot. You know, everybody knows the kids they got into it were from a nearby Georgia city. You know, I'm not gonna
But they
just,
also hiding in Louisiana. There's
yeah.
some Louisiana
Yeah.
stuff going
I mean,
on.
and that's the thing though. These dudes are all over the place. So the stuff that we don't know, real gangsters don't talk, guys. Keep that in mind. So you're gonna
They're
always
not
have these
supposed
people.
to, yeah.
You're gonna have your whack 100s and people that want to get online and make money to talk. But real dudes that do this kind of stuff, they're not gonna tell you, "Oh yeah, we did get them." Why would I do that? To make y'all feel good? Is
Little Dirk too
go to
big for
jail?
that.
No.
He too big. He got way too much to
Yeah,
lose.
that man at the Bears practice facility hanging out with Caleb
Uh,
Williams. He ain't thinking about y'all. He ain't thinking about my son.
shout out to Billy Finkel for
Oh,
bringing
for
that
sure.
up, for making us talk about
Oh,
that.
that was love though, cause you know, hey, we gonna always hold down Chicago to the day we gone. We don't care. We ain't,
Yeah.
we ain't got no love for nobody else.
Hey, what Dirk say? He claiming Slav Vaughn. I think they trolling me.
He
Billy Finkel, you
trolling me.
trolling. Let's tell Dirk. I'm finna call him up right now.
Hey, it's always a white guy. I bet you won't slide for Vaughn.
You know
Shout
I
out to
know
Billy, man. Thanks for checking in on the show, bro. It's all love.
you know I know some of Dirk people. Ain't nothing but a phone call.
Hey, you already know.
But that was good though.
Yeah,
Good looking out, Billy Finkel, giving us something
for
to
sure,
talk about.
for sure.
Um, but yeah, the aside from that, and you mentioned it, but I want to talk about it again. Tyson Bagent,
Yeah,
um, how he was talking with Austin Reed about the tickets, and my man had to bring in 80 tickets, and it cost him 8 bands, 100 a ticket.
hey,
And Tyson Bagent is undrafted free agent. So that hurt.
That's a nice pocket change. That's
That
a nice
hurt.
pocket change.
That 8K hurt.
Hey,
So
hey, what's his name? Reed, the kid. What did he say? His signing bonus was 5K.
5K. Yeah,
Caleb
5K.
got 25 million. You got 5K. Sheesh.
Man, ain't nobody coming close to what Caleb said.
25 for the
Rome,
5 days.
Rome had a nice one, but it was like
Yeah,
what, 15, like
yeah,
10 less.
yeah.
My man said 5K, and he is the
5K.
happiest player on
Look,
the team.
that money already spent.
Hey, that's what got his parents them tickets to come to the game.
That was the plane tickets, all that. That 5K.
Oh man.
No, but it's exciting, man. It's fun. It's fun having this as the best. Hey, they're gonna really have to do a great job next season finding a team that's gonna bring what they're getting out of this. I don't see them being able to have this same hype. We'll see. We'll see because
That's a
every
good
year
point.
something different changes.
It's
But
going I would if I had to guess right now, and we'll see if this plays out, but I would have to guess wherever Shadur Sanders goes.
ooh,
Wherever Shadur Sanders goes
he is
might
a
be a
spotlight.
prime target.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a ooh. I like that. I tune into that because
Yeah.
that means Daddy. The whole
I
show is gonna
mean
be a show.
Dion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a
Yeah.
whole. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do a
Um,
draft special. The Hard Knocks draft special.
that would be fire.
That
But
would be
but the
fire.
thing is, so many teams have their
Yeah,
own
that's
draft
true.
cameras now because the Bears have put out a video. They all got cameras in their draft room, but that would be fire.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks draft season. Just round table, just go around the league and show everybody.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
That would be fire. But after the Giants debacle,
Yeah. Don't nobody
teams
want none of
not
that.
they're not gonna want to
They
sign up
might
for
not
the
do that again.
offseason
They might
stuff.
not do that again. That didn't
Nobody's
look
gonna
good.
want to do it.
Yeah,
That might get dude fired. Like
for real.
nobody's
Especially
gonna
the way
want
his
to do it.
team looking. Everything he game planned on is all backfiring. It ain't even the
Matter
season
of
yet.
fact, that might be where Shadur lands.
Yo, hey, that would be exciting.
That
I'm
might be
excited,
where he
man.
lands.
And look at
Uh,
us projecting the future.
yeah. And hopefully, if I can remember when it actually happens, we'll play back
Oh,
this
if
snippet.
if Shador goes to New York, I will not forget that. Because that'll be a big Swami prediction for you. I'll never forget that moment. For
I
real,
can
for
dig
real.
it. I can dig it. Um, but aside from that, like I said, the defense, they just continued, they dominated in the game just like in the practice. And I already said it once, but they look like they're in midseason form. And no touchdowns given up yet this entire preseason by the defense. They are
Yeah.
not playing.
We know we talking preseason, but hey, we still holding it down, man. These bad
And that makes me a little nervous too.
hey.
If we go undefeated in the preseason, because there are a lot of historically bad teams that went undefeated in the
You
preseason.
are correct about that.
The 0-16 Lions went undefeated in the preseason.
You are correct about that.
Last season, Kenny Pickett went like 2-1 or something like that. Or did
Man,
they go 3-0? I can't remember. But and then he stunk up the joint for the rest of the season. So that makes me a little bit nervous. So I wouldn't
yeah,
get too high and mighty about dominating in the preseason. But still, it looked good. It looked good. And I
it
have to
did.
acknowledge it because their defense is swarming. Kyler Gordon was all over the field, and he looks like he is about to become a star. And that was Ryan Poles' first draft pick. So shout out
Mm.
to Kyler Gordon. That was his first draft pick. But even when he sat down, his replacement was doing the same stuff. Blackwell,
Looking like we just this what we do.
this is what we do.
I mean, and let's talk about it. So just for a second. So the first out the gate, first 4 games: Titans, Texans, Colts, Rams. I
Yeah,
think we can go
so
3-1. I think we can
I
go
I
3-1
agree.
out the gate.
I
I think we can
agree.
go 3-1 out the gate. I think we
Three
really
and one
can.
is
I
three
think
and
I
one
think
is
Titans gonna
definitely
be an easy
possible.
game. That
I
Texas
think
game is gonna be a measuring stick where we really see who we are.
I would
Um,
expect my expectation would be 2-2, but 3-1 is totally possible. Because I will give the Rams some love just because um if they're healthy,
but we play the Rams at home. That's why I'm thinking we're gonna win that. We
Yeah,
play
but
the Rams at home.
it's early in the season though when the weather good.
Yeah, and we have that type of team now too. Though you got to remember, we not just sitting out there just trying to play defense and run the ball no more. We actually
It's definitely should be a winnable game, but I would this is my personal expectation because again, I'm trying to temper expectations because we've seen this movie where we're hyped and nothing comes from it. But for my expectations, because that coach over there in LA, uh, uh, hey, um, matter of fact, our offense coordinator came from his system.
yeah.
Um, he's serious over there. It's a winnable game for us, but it's also a winnable game for them. That's a 50-50 game, I
I,
think.
I hadn't even looked at the schedule. They play the Jags overseas this year. Oh, that's gonna be
Yeah,
exciting.
so the early part of our schedule looks good where we should have a
Man, the
really
Panthers,
strong start to
Rams,
the season,
Commanders,
but
Cardinals, Patriots.
but
Like,
the
bro,
late in the season
yeah, it's
is
gonna get dirty. And that's
our
what they
first
did
we
to
don't
us.
have our first we don't have
Why
our
did they
first
back end us
conference
like that?
we don't have our first conference game until November.
Man, they back ended us like crazy. All of our games like are all late in the season. But if we
Yeah.
start out hot, we can just cruise. We start. I mean, eh, bro,
Wait, what city you
we
in?
can
Hold on, wait a minute. What
we
city
can
you
mess
in?
around and be like 6-2, bro.
What city are you in?
Jacksonville.
What happened last year?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything went
They
topsy
started
turvy.
off hot and then
Yeah.
they hit that
Man, all of a
gauntlet.
sudden they didn't even make it to the playoffs. They was winning the division all season. That was crazy.
so
That
so
was
it
a
ain't
crazy season
don't
for the
just
Jags,
think
man.
that if you got an early
That's true. That's true. You got to make it
easy
happen.
schedule early that you could just coast. That shit will turn very quickly.
Yeah, you're right. That was a very good example because that
I'm
that was crazy
hopeful.
last year.
I'm hopeful, but we've seen it.
Man, yeah,
We've seen it before.
there's a chance. Man, yeah, we don't see the Lions until week 10.
Like Thanksgiving,
Wow.
right? Ain't Thanksgiving the
Yeah.
first time we play them?
Wow. We don't see the Lions
Now,
until
shout out, we got a
until
Thanksgiving game.
11/28. Wow. So we going but that's the thing though. We going to get a chance to really make know where we are before then. So, hey man, it's going to be a great season.
It's definitely gonna be interesting, and I'm so hyped for it. You know,
Yeah.
I got to get that Sunday ticket this year.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, another thing I noted, um, also just since last year. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the season, we had a defensive coordinator that ended up getting let go because of some off field issues that we never really fully got clarity on. But from the moment that Matt Eberflus started taking over play calling duties, the defense has been on another level from that moment till now. So I don't ever want to see Flus relinquish those duties. That's your job from here on out because you just do it different.
Yeah.
Once again, you remind me of Lovey with the play calling. Um, but another note I got that Caleb to Rome connection is special.
Yeah.
We got to remember this is the first ever in the history of the NFL. This is the first ever top 10 duo from the same draft.
Wow.
It's never been done. A quarterback and a wide receiver drafted in the first round together.
Mm.
We got two top 10 guys. So this is unprecedented. And it is special so far.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to
Man,
see.
it's nice to see the Bears throwing around all that money they've been sitting on all these years.
But doing it smart,
Yeah.
not just throwing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Giving you a nice mix of veteran and rookies and
And mostly everybody's
trades.
locked in for 2 years or more. Like, if you look down the line, like, all of our players that matter are all locked in. This way they could get a chance to grow together. Nobody's going anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's where the confidence comes from too.
The only real question marks contract wise is Keenan Allen. And then there's Jenkins, the left guard. He is going into his free. He's in a contract year. And he is a beast, but he also gets hurt a lot. So we hope to see him out there healthy. But Keenan Allen, that's an interesting one because you want to see him re-sign. I love the chemistry he has with DJ Moore. They look like they've been out there their whole careers together. But they drafted Rome after they traded for Keenan Allen. And I feel like drafting Rome makes them less likely to re-sign Keenan Allen.
There's only so
So
much ball to go around, man.
yeah. Now, me personally, I would go ahead and lock Keenan up for like 2-3 more years, lead him up until it's time to re-sign Rome. But who knows, if Rome explodes this year, they might feel like
Hey,
there's no need to bring back Keenan Allen.
like you
So,
used to say when I didn't believe in him. Hey, whatever Ryan says, I'm cool with it. And Ryan, I trust.
and Ryan, I trust.
That's
You
what you used
haven't
to
let me
always
down.
tell me.
You
Hey,
haven't let
Ryan,
me
I
down.
trust, man. Right now, every move he making is looking good. Even the ones he don't make looks good. So, hey, whatever you want to do, we behind you, man. Continue to build
Even
this powerhouse.
I tell you what, even one of the biggest knocks that a lot of people had on him was letting Roquan Smith go.
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah, I
even
remember
mad at
that.
him for
Yeah,
that because
yeah,
we loved Roquan.
we did.
Yes, without a doubt, he is elite. But he is a 3-4 linebacker, and we switched to a 4-3 system. I think it was smart for Ryan to not want to overpay for a 3-4 linebacker in a 4-3 system.
Yeah.
Yes, Roquan looked amazing with the Ravens,
In that system.
but they run the system that fits his strengths.
Yeah.
The Bears changed to a system that didn't. He would get a lot of tackles, but in a 4-3, you want your linebacker to play the passing lanes, and that's not a strength of Roquan. So what did Ryan Poles do? He took the money that Roquan wanted and brought in TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds, and they both gave you 4 picks apiece last year. And Ryan, I trust.
Yeah. Looks good. That
Hey,
defense, hey, that defense is gonna be top 10. Hey, fantasy guy, you know what? I forgot we're doing fantasy with them. Shh. That Bears defense is gonna be nasty this year, man.
facts,
You might want to have
facts.
that on your fantasy team outside of this one.
Yeah, that's gonna somebody in this league is gonna overdraft, is gonna
Oh,
draft
they're
them
gonna take
high.
Caleb first. They're gonna take the Bears defense second.
I can't wait to draft week. That's gonna be so much fun.
Commit at the tight end.
It's gonna be
No,
so
man,
much fun. Y'all
it's
get in
gonna be
it, get
exciting.
involved in this fantasy football
And
draft.
it's so fun to be excited about our team when the big bad wolf is out there. Because no matter what, this is still Pat Mahomes' league. They are going for a 3-pick this year, and we are going to be trying to compete with a team like that one day. But right now, we know that they control their destiny. Right now, they are in control. We'll see how they look going into the season because they got everything it takes to win another one. But it's just nice to be able to be not just talking about the Bears, but be excited about the Bears. Last year there was a little expectation, but it wasn't excitement like this is. We was excited. We did like Justin. We were hoping for a great, that he was going to bring out something last year, and he didn't. He
And the
gave
and
them a reason to get rid of him.
the receiver, because we thought we had a nice little 3-piece last year with Mooney, DJ Moore, and oh, I can't think of his name. The kid we got from
St.
Pittsburgh.
Brown, St. Brown,
No, not
another
St.
St. Brown.
Brown.
Okay.
Not St. Brown. Chase Claypool.
Oh yeah, yeah. He never.
Chase
Yeah,
Claypool. That was supposed to have been a big 3 last year. We were hyped for that. And
yeah. We
it did
were.
not
Chase
work. We
Claypool did
found
show us
out
things in
right
Pittsburgh.
away that it wasn't
Yeah,
no good.
yeah.
Oh. So yeah, this team is gonna be interesting. Because of the hype train, the national media is gonna be paying attention all year. So hopefully they back them up.
Yeah.
So it's definitely gonna be fun to watch, and I can't wait to see next week's episode of Hard Knocks.
Sir.
But moving on, I want to talk about the week 2 preseason in general. And some of the things that caught our eye. I'm not gonna go over the entire week 2 of the preseason, but just a few things. Like one, Bo Nix. Bo Nix looks like he's
Talk about him.
locked up. Well, he has locked up. I think it was
Yeah.
announced earlier today that he will be the starter. He had an 8 for 9, 80-yard, 1 touchdown game against the Packers. And Sean Payton has found his guy. He loves Bo Nix. And
he got a grown man in Bo Nix though. He don't got a kid coming out of college,
yeah, he like 35. He finna retire
for
soon.
sure, for sure. Right.
But I think that's noteworthy.
Yeah,
Because they made a point to start all of the rookies in the third string, and you can see his him coming out there and just looking better than everybody
yeah,
else.
yeah. He looked good. He
So
looked clean.
however you feel about Bo Nix, whether you're a fan of his coming out or not, you can't deny that he just looks better than everybody else on the roster,
Yes, he
quarterback
does.
wise.
Yeah,
Um, the Cowboys, Trey Lance got another showing, and he looked a lot better this time around. He went 15 to 23, a buck 51, one touchdown, a 10-yard average per attempt, and 34 yards rushing with a touchdown.
yeah.
He
It might
looked
have just
good in
been
the
Russ
second
last
game.
week. Yeah, it might
He
have just
looked
been
good in
Russ
the
last
second
week.
game.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it was just Russ because he did look like a totally different guy. And of course Jerry Jones, he needed that because he still ain't
Yeah.
paying those guys, so he
That's
needed
one of
somebody.
those situations where they hoping that Trey Lance shows
Yeah, they
up because he
praying he
don't want to
does.
pay Dak 60 million, 60 plus.
So yeah, that was a plus for Jerry. That was a happiness moment for him.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Hey, what about my man with the behind the back pass this week?
Pat,
Man, come on, man.
did you hear the interview?
No, I did not. I missed the interview.
Okay, so he explained that behind the back pass, and I thought it was hilarious. So when I interviewed him about it, he said that that was not intentional. Now, whether you believe him or not,
Yeah,
that's a
that's a
whole
lie.
nother story. But he said that it happened. He was pissed off at Trap. He said this on the interview. He said he was mad at Trap because he ran the wrong route. He fucked up the route, and it was just a frustration behind the back. And it turned into something. He said it was totally
Uh-uh.
unexpected. He said it was he threw it behind the back because he was mad that he ran the wrong route, and then he caught it, and then it turned into something.
Wow.
So whether you believe that or not,
I
that's
mean,
a whole
to
nother
to
story.
have
But
that play and to have Caleb's play in 1 week, both of those plays were nasty. You know, the Caleb play with the little little dump off, and then that was. I love those plays that you can't practice that.
facts. So I
Hey, what's
thought
up with
that
the
was
Raiders,
cool.
man? The Raiders look like the Raiders getting crushed in the preseason. I
I
thought they
mean,
were gonna turn things around. New coach,
your quarterback. I wasn't expecting a turnaround, even though they ended the season strong.
yeah,
It's different when you start in the season because the team's got a lot longer to game
yeah,
plan
that's
for
true.
you.
That's true.
And they have a starting quarterback controversy. Well, it's not a controversy because
Just give
it's
Minshew the
been locked
job,
in now.
man.
Well, they did. They
Okay,
announced
yeah,
that
that's
today.
just
Minshew
stupid.
got the
Like
job.
he's already proven that he's
But
a
Minshew
capable
and
quarterback.
O'Connell, they're still not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
high level quarterback battle.
Hey, hey, you heard it here first. That's gonna be Dak's job next year. Dak will be a Oakland Raider. Book it.
Ooh.
Book
Okay.
it. They
I
can
too
afford it.
I
They
I
can use
also
him. Book
I
it.
I also got that as a possible Shadur spot as well. Because
I,
I
I
don't know if Shadur goes high, like
but
top
I think the
three.
Raiders, because of that stadium, because of how much it is and how expensive it is out there, they need a marquee guy. They
They
need a
do
big
need a marquee guy.
splash. And if you bring in him, guess who else you keep happy? That big wide receiver that they got that won't out. You bring in a
I think
quarterback like that, and now you got something.
I think Dak or Shadur is the marquee guy for them, though. I think Shadur will give just as much fanfare
Yeah. I mean, I think so too, especially
because
because
of the hype.
they
The
in
hype
Vegas.
train is gonna
Yeah.
follow him. Yeah.
I just think they need something that's a little more,
I like
established.
I like Dak better though for that team. Vegas scares me.
Mm.
And I say that because nobody really talks about it, but these cats in Vegas get in trouble like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they
Um,
do. Yeah,
that
Vegas.
that that is
Vegas
the
is a trouble
ultimate.
spot.
It's Sin City.
Yeah, yeah. That's a trouble
um,
spot.
so I don't know if I want Shadur to go there. Dak, I can trust there.
Yeah,
You
I think he
know,
can fit in good there. Family guy. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't see him getting in any trouble there. So that's an interesting take. I like that. And who else shined this preseason? Not a
Hey,
whole
Jaden Daniels is shining, and he
The
also
Steelers.
he
Yeah,
yeah, hey,
Jaden
look,
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, he got named quarterback. He's looking pretty good out there. Hey, we're gonna have a lot of rookie quarterbacks starting off week 1 too. I'm
Well,
excited to see that.
yeah,
Oh, you
that's the
gonna get to
topic,
that?
but we're gonna
Okay,
get
I'm
into
so
that
I'll
after
wait.
this.
I'll wait. Okay,
That's the final topic of
okay,
the
okay.
episode. But yes, you are 100% right on that. But then the Steelers, that's probably the most interesting quarterback controversy in the
Yeah,
league so far.
yeah,
And Justin Fields, he had a bad week 1. He had a much better outing this time around. Although he did play against most of the backups, but they did give him some run against some of the starters and with some of the starters before the first half ended. And he did put together a nice drive to end the half, even though it was 9-3. So yeah.
yeah.
Um
9-3. Yeah, they got to make something happen out there. They got to make something. But you know how things
who
go. It's
just
preseason. Just like
right
some teams are looking awesome.
right now, hammer to the head. Who you picking in that quarterback battle? Who you think wins?
Got to go with the young guy. Got to go with the young guy. He offers more, better feet. Just like they said, when Russ was in when he was in Denver, you saw the decline. He's not the same player he used to be. He doesn't have that escapability. He doesn't have that same clock. He's slowing down.
I
At
agree.
the end of the day, I feel like he got that bag that's already tucked away. He's not playing for nothing if he doesn't want to. If he sits that bench, he still got all that money coming to him. So I think that's kind of part of it. But on the other side of it, Justin is a little more hungry. He should be out there. That's you need the younger body for that offense that they're running right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Justin is out of obviously he's not been anywhere near perfect, but he looks better than Russ and his escapability in the pocket. I
Yeah,
think his mobility, I think will win him that job.
yeah.
Um, I feel like they want Russ to take it, but Russ is not taking it. So I feel like by default, Justin's gonna win that.
Send
Um,
that pick on to Chicago. We waiting on it.
yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
and
We
I hate
sure
that big
want that.
and I hate that Big Sonny ain't here because man, we gotta before we leave this topic, we gotta talk about how the San Francisco 49ers stunk up the joint over the weekend. Brock Purdy went 2 for 6 for 11
Yeah, we can talk
yards.
about it now. Yeah.
Because Sonny, for y'all to know, we do have a group chat that we do our thing during the week, and we be cutting up in there. And Sonny sent us something, and he was showing us the stats over the first, like I think, 2 seasons. I think between Brock Purdy and Pat Mahomes. And I'm not gonna lie,
I didn't you notice I didn't respond to
the
that message.
numbers were ridiculously like almost. It was like looking at a mirror. Like it was crazy how close the numbers were together. But I wish, hey, I wish you was his Sonny, because you wish Brock Purdy, Glock Purdy as you call him, you wish that man was in Pat Mahomes' stratosphere.
Hey, Joshua Dobbs is a great backup for them, though.
Oh man, we all love Josh Dobbs. Shout out to Josh Dobbs, man.
The
I thought he was gonna
Pastronaut.
stick. I thought he was gonna stick with the Vikings for real.
Yeah, the Pastronaut.
Yeah, I
I
love his little
definitely
story.
like it. I definitely like it. One thing, notice, giving me cause for concern. The Panthers, um, Bryce isn't getting a chance to prove himself right now in the preseason. We haven't seen him yet. And man, I wonder what year 2 is gonna be like for the kid.
I was never a big Bryce fan. I mean, from day one, even in college, I felt like he played on one of the best team, with the best coach, with the best line, with the best wide receivers that are actually killing in the league right now. Like I felt like they
Agreed.
just like the same thing with Mac Jones. Look at Mac Jones now. He could barely hold on to a second. I don't even know if he's going to be the second string in Jacksonville. These guys played in a system with great players around them. So I don't know if he's going to pan out, man. I don't know. I mean, he's very small. We everybody can't be who Drew Brees was.
Mac
A
had a good
short guy that
game
can play
though.
well.
He had a good game this weekend though.
No, Mac didn't look bad. I got to give him his props, and I'm gonna hold up off Mac because he did not look bad. But like we always talk about, that's against twos and threes and fours. Let me see that against the ones,
And
But
CJ Beathard has done it. He started
yeah,
games.
he started games, so I think I think he's gonna get that second string. And speaking about Jacksonville, they're actually not looking bad. They've been looking pretty decent over the preseason. they actually got a win. They actually been playing well. The defense looked like they doing something. Um, hey, it looks like year three. After getting that big money. Hey, Trevor Lawrence. It's time to earn that money now. 55 million a year. And
Yeah, that
it,
hit different. Now,
55 million a year.
I've never been on the uh him as a bust bandwagon. I look at it realistically. He still um won them a playoff game. That
Yeah,
a lot needs to be said about that.
yeah,
Last year definitely didn't look good. But I still think the sky's the limit for Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's a bust. He's nowhere close to a bust,
yeah. I
in
think
my
he's gonna have a better
opinion.
season. I think he's gonna have a better season this year.
I wish they would
They
have gave him some more weapons though.
No, they drafted well. They worked on the line. That's what they really need to do. Get that offensive line tighter.
Love
Yes,
Brian Thomas. I
and
love
yeah,
Brian Thomas
and they
there.
did bring in my guy from Buffalo, which is
Gabe Davis.
I feel like he's a pretty decent guy to replace what they lost. I mean, but to actually see what's his name go over to Tennessee, that kind of hurt for as a half a Jags fan. Like, how you gonna play? What happened to loyalty? Like football, but I saw that football ain't never been like that. I mean,
Yeah,
dude, to
but
play for the Bears and
he
play for
was
the Packers.
traded. He was traded there in his while he was suspended.
Yeah, that's
That's
true. Yes.
not really loyal.
Hey,
He doesn't have
hey,
to be loyal to them.
the first dude to get popped, doing prize picks.
Yeah, like he
He's the
was a
first one.
chess piece. Like
How
he
you how
never
you
picked
Yeah, that's
Jacksonville.
true. Yeah. And
So
he got paid.
you
I
can't
can't
get
hate him, bro. Hey, they
yeah,
overpaid for that man. And
you can't really get mad at him for
yeah,
that.
get your money, bro.
But I feel you though. As a Jags fan, I would probably feel a type of way. But hey, it was never his choice to go there. He got traded while he was suspended,
Yeah.
and like you said, he got offered a bag. So hey, go get it. But yeah, that whole Bryce thing that troubles me though, because I now I could be wrong, but I haven't heard anything about him being injured
Mhm.
or anything like that. So I don't know why he's not been playing in the preseason, but he needs to be out there. Why is he not playing in the preseason? Like, is
Yeah,
his
young.
line not
You
right?
need to
Like,
rest, man. You need to
there's a
rest.
lot. You got a new coaching staff, a new line, some new receivers. That kid needs to be out there, even if it's just for a couple drives.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I
Hey.
didn't like it last year when the Bears barely put Justin out there,
Yeah.
but at least he was out there. Bryce, we haven't seen Bryce yet.
Hey. And I gotta shout out another guy I'm watching that I kind of enjoying watching stick up the joint. Stetson Bennett. Like, I never thought he was a NFL quarterback, but another guy that played on a championship team
With
with
Georgia.
championship players all around you. So they made him better. I mean, this last week, 17 for 31, 213. That man had a touchdown, an interception, and a fumble. He had a Yahtzee. He was
For real. He had the turnover hat trick. He had a turnover hat trick. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But
He had a pick, a sack, and a fumble.
man, like he was all over the place.
Everything that could. His name is Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Hey, but he gonna be like, I got them championships in college though, baby. So y'all can talk all the stuff y'all want
God,
to.
God don't like ugly. I'm immediately choking after I see.
What you expecting year two from the boy over in Houston though?
Big things because they
Big
put a
thing?
championship team around him.
Yeah,
Even
man.
if he regresses, even if he regresses slightly, that Tank Dell is on a tear. Tank Dell is about to go crazy on the league.
That's why I'm shocked they went out and got what's his name? You see, I lost getting
Diggs.
late. I'm
That was a
shocked they
put him
went and
over
got
the top
Diggs.
move, though.
I
That
guess
was a
it
put him
was.
over the. That
But
was an over
man,
the
they
top
looked
move.
so good last year. They had injuries. You bring that whole team back. And I mean, hey, they like I said in the beginning when we talk about this, the Jags dropped the ball, man. Y'all
And
had this division by the chokehold,
it's
and
over
y'all
now.
let Houston go out there and just.
It's
And I
over
mean,
now. And I tell you one move that they made that I really loved. It won't get a lot of fanfare because it was a draft pick and it was like a third or fourth round pick. But the tight end to get Cade Stover, that was CJ's tight end in Ohio State.
oh So
They already like
they
that.
already. And I ain't gonna lie, I like the tight end that they already got. The guy they got from Dallas. Like that kid
Dalton
went crazy.
Schultz.
Dalton Schultz had an awesome season. Like he is a great guy to pick up in fantasy. He's gonna give you numbers every week.
It might change now. It might
Yeah,
change now. They got his boy.
that's true.
I've
They
I've
might run
I've
that ball a lot
always
more.
been a huge fan of pairing up college teammates, especially a quarterback and a pass catcher, whether it be a receiver, a running back, or a tight
They
end.
already got that comfortability. They know he know where he gonna be at. He already got
Yeah.
that lane. He's just throwing it to him.
So I feel like that could be a steal of the draft just because
I'm
of
gonna be
the
watching out
pairing.
for that. What's his name
Because of
again?
that Cade Stover.
Cage Stover. I'm gonna make sure I keep him because once we start doing this fantasy, you got to know those little quiet names you never heard. Cage Stover. All right, I'm gonna
No,
do my
facts. Talk man, cause matter of fact, I played fantasy last year and I won my league. Shout out to that league. But I gave up a name to a guy early in the season. I said, look, man, go get this guy Sam Laporta for Detroit. He is gonna go crazy. And he went and got him, and he went crazy. And I was mad that I gave up that. But I won the league, so I wasn't tripping too much.
Sam
But
Laporta had a great season last year. He came out
mhm.
the blue, and that kid,
Cade,
man.
Cade, CADE
Oh, I already got it. Oh,
STOVER.
okay,
Cade
Cunningham. Okay,
Stover.
okay,
Yes. Don't
okay.
sleep.
I'm not. Oh, look, I'm
Y'all,
telling you,
hey,
I'm
if
gonna
y'all
start
out there in fantasy league, this is a late round pick.
one of those little
You see
tucks tucking
Cade
away.
Stover on there, go and tuck him away, like you say. That's one of them ones. Just because of
Sure,
that pairing, that camaraderie. He landed in the perfect place because he got a quarterback that knows him and he knows his quarterback. So
that's what's up. I like it.
that's how you take care of your youngster. Give him somebody that he's comfortable with. You go give him a big play guy in Diggs that's gonna get all the headlines, but late
Dude,
round draft pick, go
they
get
went
him
and
his
got him
boy.
a solid running back, a number one wide receiver, and a tight end that he's already known. The Jags? How could y'all not find a way to do the same thing for y'all quarterback?
Now they
You
did
know,
bring his running back. I love that they
yeah.
paired him
And
with his
ATN is a
his
great
running
player.
back,
Yeah,
ATN, Travis Etienne. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of that when you can pair
yeah.
teammates because the
Same thing
chemistry
we're
is
seeing
already there.
the same thing we're seeing with Joe Burrow and
And
his guy.
Jamar Chase,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Jamar Chase, think about that. Joe Burrow is like the only quarterback he knows.
That's true. I bet you Penix wish he could have kept Rome. Took him to Atlanta with him.
That's part of the reason why before the draft, I was hoping, well, not hoping because I didn't want to see him do it, but for the storyline, I was hoping for Penix to go to Minnesota because
Oh, that we
of
can see him.
Jordan Addison. Caleb had Jordan Addison, where Penix had Rome.
Oh,
We
y'all
would have
both
had the
got each other
flip
wide
flop.
receivers.
I was looking for that. I was looking for the flip flop
That would have
to
been
see how
crazy.
that would have played out. But yeah, that to me that's a huge deal. Even if CJ has a regression, I don't think it'll be that much because they put so much around him. That's like the same thing with Caleb. Even if he doesn't, even if he's not what they're hyping him to be,
Yeah,
there's so much heat around him, so much firepower around him that he can't be no worse than good.
the kid looks comfortable out there, man. He looks comfortable in the driver's seat, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
So before we wrap this show up, um, I want to talk about, you kind of led into it a little bit, but I want to talk about some of these rookie quarterback expectations. Um, the expectations on these rookie QBs this year are very high. This was a highly touted draft class. And I hate that JJ McCarthy went down because he was on the way to winning that job. But Bo Nix has locked down the job. Caleb, obviously, he got the job day one.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels has locked down his job. Even Drake May's got a chance still.
yeah,
Now, I don't think he'll get it. I don't think he should because there's
yeah,
nothing there to help him develop.
yeah. And he got a guy in front of him that I like, so ain't no reason to rush it.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett, but the, the high, there's some expectations for these rookies in
Yeah,
Chicago, Washington, Denver. You better not tell them because they got a rookie that their expectations are low. They are all high for each one of those teams. Sean Payton is running around like he found another Drew Brees. Jaden Daniels is a fantasy football sleeper.
Yeah. Yes, he
You
is.
need a quarterback late in rounds. Go get Jaden Daniels because those
He putting
rushing
up numbers.
yards are
Yeah.
big for a
He putting
quarterback,
up numbers.
and he's gonna do it. Yeah. And Caleb, the firepower is there. He's gonna get overdrafted. I feel like.
Yeah.
So the expectations for this year's rookie quarterback class are gonna be ridiculous. Um, do you think any of them don't meet the expectations?
I don't see how. We live in a quarterbacks league now, you know. So the league is more, is manicured towards letting the quarterbacks be able to shine. They're not letting them touch them. It's more of an offensive up tempo game now. So I mean, and then these guys are all dual threats. You're not looking at a bunch of guys that's just standing still. Every single guy you just mentioned can get out that pocket and run and take it all the way to the house. So I'm excited to see what these guys are going to bring. This is probably going to be hands down the best quarterback class the NFL has ever seen. These kids can actually have a chance to put up some real numbers this season, not just be the beginning, but actually go out there and shine. I'm expecting big things.
Yeah, same here. Um, and I feel like, I'm gonna probably keep. I hate to just pound on one team, but I can't help it, and I'm gonna probably harp on them all season. But I feel like the Giants dropped the ball. I love Malik Neighbors. I think he is a stud, but they should have replaced Danny Jacobs.
113
Danny
yards, three
Jones. They should
interceptions.
have replaced Danny Jones.
And we didn't even
He
bring them up when we were talking about the week
Michael
two. Like,
Penix. Like I know they wanted Drake May or Jaden Daniels. I get that.
y'all
But
could have got
Michael
Penix, man.
Penix or JJ McCarthy
Could have been starting for y'all right now.
could have been
Y'all could have went
starting
and got
for
some wide
right now.
receivers from somewhere else. Instead, y'all got a guy out here going for 113 yards and three interceptions in one quarter. Did he even play a whole half?
The Buffalo Bills picked up Keon Coleman in the second round.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
don't remember the exact spot he went, but it was probably very close to where the Giants picked. You can't tell me the Giants couldn't have came with Michael Penix and Keon Coleman.
The Giants dropped the ball, and that's why that whole front office will be gone, and they will be starting over again because they're not going to. That's not Cleveland or somewhere like that. They're not going to have that in New York.
Yeah, they
They're
ain't
not going to
falling.
have
They
that.
ain't taking it.
Uh,
They ain't
Especially
dealing with
after y'all laughing stocks on national TV and all of the blogs all over the internet. It's not just us making fun of y'all. So trust me, the fans cannot be happy about it. The season hasn't even started yet, but it's going to be a bad year. I actually see the Giants. I mean, really, really having a horrible season. I mean, they might maybe 3 or 4 wins this season for real. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, if I had to come out right now, I say that's my pick for number one pick.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. They gonna get the number one pick. I think so too. I
I
think you're
don't
right
know.
about that.
I don't know the Shador is the number one pick though. I
Right
got to
now
see the
that we don't know.
season.
We'll see. We'll see
We
what
got
the
to,
future holds.
and I do plan on watching a lot of the season. But Texas got a kid, Quinn Ewers, and I believe the Georgia Bulldogs, Carson Beck.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that kid a lot. When is
Yeah.
Peyton Manning's nephew, whoever that kid? When is he coming out of it? Because I know he isn't he.
Well, that's the that's the thing. He was expected to shine this year, but Quinn Ewers came back.
Mhm. So he's
He's
still
in
waiting.
Texas. Archie Manning,
Yeah.
he's in Texas. He's
Oh yeah,
behind Quinn
they
Ewers.
ranked number 1 this year. So yeah, he playing behind that guy because
And you
they are
remember
number
they was
one.
in the Final Four last year,
Yeah, they were. They were.
and he came back. So a lot of people thought that Archie was going to jump ship and get in that uh and get in the portal and move, but he didn't. He stayed put. So he's gonna sit again this year. So when we won't see him, we probably won't see him play until it's his year of eligibility for the NFL.
Man,
He might one and done it on the technicality.
he's gonna still be a big hype though. You already know he's still gonna be a big hype.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we can't. I can't wait to see him play. But Quinn Ewers is gonna be one of the top quarterbacks this year. So I don't see Archie playing this year unless there's an injury. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
this is definitely gonna be a fun season.
Gonna be a great
Um,
season, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I know everybody out there is too. Hey, next week fantasy, we gonna get that cracking. Hey, by the way, get ready, y'all. This Saturday, college football starts. Hey, Florida State, let's go Seminoles. I know you down there. You usually root for either Illinois or Notre Dame or something like that. I mean, who you
When it
rolling with this year?
I honestly, when it comes to college football, I don't have a
You don't?
favorite.
Okay.
What now? Just NCAA and as a whole, I always pay attention to the Wolverines. In part because one, that was close to home.
Uh-huh.
Two, the high school that I went to, same colors, same fight song.
Okay.
So I always paid attention to them. Plus, it was the Fab Five. So I always show love to Michigan, but I don't have a favorite when it comes to college. I try to watch all of the teams.
Okay.
What honestly, a lot of what I do, I'll look at a mock draft and then watch the players that are highly ranked in
Oh,
that
it's gonna
mock
be
draft.
exciting because they changed the whole playoff thing. So this is gonna be a crazy season in college football. We will get
Yeah,
into
we
it a
got a
little bit
lot
once
of
it gets started. It's gonna be
we got
crazy this year.
Oregon and USC, all of them in the Big Ten. Like, yeah.
Man, whole
In
brand new
fact,
Big Ten.
Oregon is a team that I'm watching very closely. My little brother used to play football with one of the receivers that just transferred to Oregon from Texas A&M.
Wow.
And he is a big time prospect. And oh, he gonna kill me. I can't think of his name right now, so I have it for you next week. But he was a big time prospect, and he just went to Oregon.
Okay.
He like best friends with my little brother too. So Oregon, I'm gonna be watching very closely this year
Okay.
because of that.
Okay.
But he is going into his junior year. Damn, why can't I think? As soon as
You
this
gonna think of it
stream
right?
ends, I'm gonna think of his name.
Hey, and the first year without Alabama and their coach, that's gonna be a big watch to see what Alabama looks like with more, with Saban retiring and them bringing on a
Evan
new coach
Stewart.
and all of that. What's his
Evan
name?
Stewart. Evan
Evan
Stewart.
Stewart. Okay, Evan
Keep a
Stewart. Be
lookout
watching out
for
for Evan
Evan
Stewart.
Stewart.
Hey,
Evan
we're gonna be
Stewart.
watching Big Ten, so
Yes, sir. I'm telling the people to watch you, Ev.
that's what's up.
Him and my little bro, like best friends.
Yeah,
They
we
play
gotta show
ball
love
together
to the
here in
fans.
Texas.
Yes,
So
sirski.
he is gonna be a big time playmaker. And I'm talking about big time. He might be a first round draft pick next
Oh
year.
wow. Okay, okay.
He's that type of. He was the
Keep a
number 2
lookout for this
receiver
kid
in the
for real.
nation. He was the number
What?
2 receiver in the nation here in high school.
Oh, damn, that's big, especially for Texas. Okay.
Yeah. So Evan Stewart, shout out to him, Oregon Ducks. So yeah, definitely gonna be paying a lot of attention to them this year.
Sure.
But y'all get down on those comments. Give us some names for the college season. Give us some.
Sir.
Yeah.
Who's your team? Who y'all rolling with?
Give us some of your rookie quarterback expectations. All these topics we talked about. Get in those comments and talk about it. And don't forget to sign up.
Yes,
Next
sir.
week, fantasy football. Next week, that draft, August 27th, live.
Love it, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ski.
Football is around the corner, y'all. I'm excited. We finna be watching football, baby. Glued in. Screens everywhere.
No doubt.
Game here, game there.
Ladies and gentlemen, from us here at On My Sports. And we're hollering.
Y'all already know. Peace out. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Show us some love. See y'all next week, man. Y'all already know.